Please like and subscribe to help us spread TIPA's positive approach message around the world.
Well, hey, everybody. Hey, Shelley. Hey, Catherine. Happy Friday.
And you.
So, how's your week going? Did it go well or like, or I'm glad I made it.
It was busy, so it was good, but busy.
Yeah, feeling productive. But so here's the ultimate question. Was one of the reasons why it wasn't here because you happened to piss somebody off? Like you didn't even mean to. But was this week one of those weeks you feel like you pissed somebody off? You're like, I mean to piss
Well, I don't know if mine counts, but I pissed off a little girl who wanted something at an inappropriate time and an inappropriate object. And I had to say, no, not going to happen. And she got really mad at me.
Yeah, you picked that one up pretty clearly, huh? She was not happy with your no.
It was probably my approach too, because sometimes I am just like get fed up with the constant and I just go like, really? What do you think?
Yeah,
no.
We're human. Yeah.
No, because I said, that's my favorite, because I said, no.
There's this
It wasn't
idea,
very PAC, I have to admit. Ugh.
Yeah. There's this idea that I think when people sort of get into PAC and they really start trying to apply our pieces that, and all the different techniques and stuff, it's really easy to forget that we're human as well. This idea that not only do things happen, not only do our own gem states change, but just human nature, we're just not going to always get it right. And this idea that I'm doing the best I can, the good news is that we've found, when you look at all the steps of PPA, when you look at it from a scientific basis, you want to track how many steps do you guys think hey, Beth, wait, supportive stance, hand, underhand, ooh, some sort of connect, looking good. And let's go, action starter. Doesn't seem all that complicated. It seems like the way that we greet most people. How many steps do you think that is in a scientific study?
At least 11 to 13.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
Yep. And we didn't actually even include the connector and the action starter. So given that, do you think with any human being on the planet, you have to be absolutely perfect in what you do for the other person to give you a little grace most of the time?
No, don't think so.
Yeah, so TIPA thinks it's somewhere around 70 to 80%. We'd have to see, depending on the history of the person, depending on the person you're approaching, time of day, how they're doing. But this idea that we don't actually have to be perfect, we've got to let this idea go, don't we? That everything has to be so perfect, but it has to do with what? So if I'm really if I know I'm human, I know I'm going to make a mistake, I know I'm going to piss somebody off, I didn't even mean to, or maybe it was a gem state thing. I could have said no better. I'm not wrong, but what does it come down to? Yeah, it's like, it's not like.
Yeah, my gem state, I was getting ready for bed and I was like, seriously, do you not see what I'm wearing? So my gem state was already going toward the pearl at sleep.
Given that, what do you guys think it really comes down to? If we know it's all about connection and we know nobody's going to be perfect at all times, why do you think are those times when you get away with it, where you actually do something, you realize you've done something wrong, intentionally or not, and when someone gives us grace, what do you think it's based on, regardless of brain change? Why do you think someone else gives us grace when we screw up? What does it have to do with?
I think it has to do with our attitude about it. If we're really, we mean, I'm so I didn't mean to do that. I'm so sorry. Or
take responsibility for it.
Taking responsibility for me making the mistake.
Our willingness to step back in and with authenticity, recognize what we've done, even if we didn't do anything wrong. I mean, my guess is, regardless of Catherine, of your gem state, the thing you said no to, probably still in a great, wonderful, completely with it, connected with the child, is probably something you might say no to anyways.
Yeah, inappropriate, it might be dangerous.
Yeah. I got a job to do, especially if there's the two of us, and I know I have the brain with the frontal lobe. So the power of saying I'm sorry, it really is this idea of a basic skill.
Mhm.
So when we look at these little moments, do you think that there's not this way that we can back up? So I'm going to show you guys a video of Melanie working with Teepa, and it really isn't with PAC skills. It's a moment where they're trying to do some oral care. But even when Melanie comes in, she's got some authenticity. She really is trying to make sure Teepa is able to brush her teeth. And I'm curious, team, do you think this is something, by watching it, that Melanie could recover from if she suddenly goes, oh, you know what, is that PAC thing? I'm going to try that. So take a look at Melanie and think about, and if you know Melanie at all, or if you've seen Melanie on tapes, this is a woman with the biggest heart in the world. Check her out.
Hands. Wash your hands, okay. Wash your hands. Okay, so
You want to get your toothbrush ready?
a brush?
No, not that one.
Yeah. Well, I
No,
think it's okay, isn't it?
Teepa.
What?
Not that one.
Well, what? This is the only brush I have.
The other one. That
Well,
one.
I'm not brushing my hair with a
No, not
with
your hair. Your teeth.
Well, I don't need to brush my teeth.
Yeah, you need to brush your teeth. You'll go down and get some breakfast.
Well, I'll just wait. How about I wait?
Well, we need to get your teeth brushed first. You're hungry, aren't you?
And what?
You're hungry?
No, I'm not mad.
Yeah, go ahead and brush your teeth.
Well, I don't know what you want me to do.
So what are you guys noticing about Teepa's sort of her attitude? Let's use non-PAC language at that moment. What do you notice is sort of like this escalating build? What do you think the feeling is that she's feeling? That may be the PAC words.
Like, I don't know what the heck you're trying to get me to do. You are confusing me. You don't make sense, lady.
Yeah, yeah.
Just that little, it's the noise in that background. It's the,
Well, and it's having the mask on as well, and she can't hear her. And yeah, it's all too
Just-
much.
continual confusion. It's just too much. So do you think at this point it's irrevocable? Do you think at this point she cannot recover it all, that there's no way they can ever get reconnected? How do you possibly do that? Who? So let's say take that. The first thing. I love it how she froze and came right back up in the timeout. So who exactly are you timing out in that moment? Teepa? Yourself? Or, oh. So we give this, guys, we give this timeout signal, but it's not necessarily something that we give visually to others.
Right.
What does this mean then for PAC and the I'm sorry's? What do we do? How do you show that where you're just like, you have this realization, you know what? I thought I was doing things right. I thought I was trying. It's not working. I'm picking that up. I'm not stupid either. What would you do at that point? How would you show I am giving a timeout here? Oh, okay. So if you're watching today, try that. So Shelley did it with not even having to get up. So
Right.
both Catherine and I are already standing. So we can really do it dramatically, be like, oh, wait.
And I could just turn.
So we could even be in a really close space. So it sounds like, let's break this down, because this really is the way that we introduce an I'm sorry, the way that we say, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. Hold on. I never meant to frustrate you. I never meant to be unclear. I'm sorry. Just diving into that, how do we show that? And you guys are talking about, okay, so what are the things that you showed a bunch of different skills there?
Mhm.
What was the first thing you found you did?
Backed up and then turned aside.
So our first step of saying I'm sorry and showing with authenticity, I am sorry. It is, whoa. The first thing really is rocking back on that right leg, or as Shelley's showing, just turning that shoulder and turning away. I no longer want to be the threat you perceived me as.
Mhm.
I'm pulling back and saying it is my fault. I love that. And then Catherine, both you and Shelley did something with your head. I noticed that both you guys ended up doing that. What?
Dropping it.
This like, why do you turn away? What is that signal for a brain, any brain?
Not threatening.
Not threatening. Yeah.
Non-threatening. Why is that?
Because the person has a visual, it's a primitive visual that they can escape.
Oh,
There's not a threat of direct eye contact either, because that's how you intimidate people. Because human beings naturally, we don't hold a gaze for more than just a couple of seconds. We tend to look down, we look away, we look around, we might connect, but we don't just, even if we're having a normal conversation, unless, something's going on, you don't just look at somebody straight in the eye.
No.
That becomes intimidating, even if you have a smile.
So we know, as just primitive organisms, if someone's eyes are drilled on us, it's because they're looking for
Opportunity.
It's either a threat or what might it be?
Pleasure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right.
So there's two ways this can go. It's an amygdala-driven thing. Hey, baby. So,
Yeah. Sorry.
Hey, we had to acknowledge, right? That idea that if I'm going to show you my amygdala is not here to defend myself, I am not trying to see you as a threat. I am recognizing I did it. This idea of not only stepping back, but pulling our gaze away and saying, wow. Ugh. So I really like that, guys. I'm wondering, do you have a situation that you can think of where, and I'm sorry, that you felt it to your bones, so your body naturally went into this, what we practice to show, but it really went to that place of, oh God, I did that. A true moment of, do you have examples of where that happened? What happened as a result of being able to show and say with authenticity that you were sorry?
I literally have been having to work on this with my mom, who is really a fall risk, who has been encouraged and in fact told by authority figures that she needs to be using a walker and a cane at all times. And so I have caught myself, because I think she's in danger, rushing in and say, Mom, where's your cane? Mom, come on, you do it for us. Do you want to fall? I swear to God, I do this. And I should know better. Mm-hmm. So I have really consciously been monitoring myself. And like, when I do it, I go, Mom, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. You are trying so hard to be who you've always been. That I know that I actually give her, like, it's sincere. I am so sorry. Like, I touch my heart, I cover my face. There's like, I don't mean this to be terrible, but there's some shame. And for me, because I should know better.
And I see what it's doing.
I train people in these skills. Mm-hmm. I can walk in a community and do it, but with my own family, when it's really high risk for me,
we're human too.
Unless I stop and consciously go, this is what I'm having to do. I'm going in the house. She's doing the best she can with what she's got. I've got to be supportive on all levels. So there's my connecting.
Yeah, so sometimes it's reminding yourself and setting yourself up beforehand too. If you think there's a potential of having a run-in, is another way to think about it.
I love it. That taking that moment before, like, okay, hold on, give myself that space and go, how do I want this to go? Mm-hmm. Where do I want? What's the most important thing here? Connection. And connection will get everything we both want. Right. So dynamic I'm sorry's. This truly is a part of what we consider are just, it's not basic, but they are skills. So these are things that really take a lot of practice, because even as Catherine showed, after years and years of doing it, when it comes to something that you see as dangerous, that you see as risky even, we know that our own amygdalas take over, and it's a matter of self-awareness, and it's a matter of skill and practice. And then it's planning ahead and saying, okay, how is this going to go today? And really preparing. So we're hoping you guys might be able to join us in two different ways. One, maybe you guys could join us in using and practicing on the floors. We have our care skill cards. And of course, we always have our champion, which really drills down. We've had lots of family members, care partners, and especially communities. It's a wonderful mix, and it's led not only by PAC mentors, but people with lived experience living with dementia. Yep. Well, we hope that you'll join us and find some moments if you can. Give it a whirl, practice these things, and maybe maybe it's starting off just recognizing where you found that moment of grace for yourself and been able to be in a place where you can say, I'm sorry, and notice how your body really can do this. And how can you maybe take it to that one other place? Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful Friday.
Bye.